Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for the day. Today I want us to look to the third chapter of the book of Proverbs, verses 27 and 28, where the writer says, "Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in the power of your hand to do so. Do not say to your neighbor, 'Go and come back tomorrow, and I will give it to you,' when you have it with you now." You see, I believe the Lord wants us to be a generous people. Giving to others in the way that God has blessed us is actually taught throughout the scriptures. Over in Proverbs 11 and verse 25, he says, "The generous man will be prosperous." In 1 Timothy chapter 6, Paul instructs Timothy, "Instruct them to be rich in good works, to be generous and ready to share, storing up for themselves treasures for the future." What Paul was trying to teach the New Testament church is God has blessed us to be able to bless others. And we're not to withhold from those to whom it is due, he says. That doesn't mean we actually owe them something. To whom it is due is probably talking about the idea that this person is truly in need, that this person has an actual problem right now and they need our grace. Don't withhold it, he says, if it's in the power of your hand to do so. If God has blessed us with possessions, we should be willing to share them. There is a wonderful story in the New Testament about a man named Barnabas, that when several in the New Testament days were struggling, probably because of the persecution that was put upon them as Christians, Barnabas sold some of the possessions that he had, and he shared it with those in the church. They distributed the things that he had or the money among others who had needs. There were certainly believers struggling in those days, and those blessings were his to share. He says, "Do not say to your neighbor, 'Go and come back tomorrow.'" Their need may be urgent. They may find it necessary today. Besides, they may not be able to come back and ask you later. They may have trouble begging for your graces again. So why are we putting them off? I think sometimes it's because we like to hoard things in this life. Or maybe we're so greedy we just can't let go of any possessions that God has blessed us with. Perhaps we're hoping that they'll find somewhere else to get their help. Someone else will step up and give to them when we wouldn't. What that really means is the other person is going to get the blessing for sharing with them and their generosity and even their obedience to the Lord while we withheld. The line is, do not withhold when you have it with you. Well, maybe I'll hold back these things and then you may lose them anyway. I think sometimes whenever we cheat our neighbor, God takes away those things that we were once blessed with. Maybe they go somewhere else where God knows they can be used. They are his blessings. He has given them to us to be a blessing to others.